Yo, man, yo, fuck what you going fan 007, nigga, man. Shout out to Yankee fan movement, nigga. What up, niggas, you good?
What's the deal, brother?
Yo. Hey,
what's going on, DMV?
Nothing was good, man. Hey, what's up, Tom? What's up, Drizzy? What up, Tom?
What up?
What's
good, bro?
What up,
what's up, man?
Hey, man. Hey, well, Caps, thanks for letting me on right quick, man. I just was which I was talking, man. You know, we talk about it all the time. Is kind of trying to decide winners, losers, all that, man. So I mean, sometime last year, I don't know, it was probably December time frame, right after the whole, everybody started dropping the top 10 lists and all that stuff went down, man. You know, I kind of got in the lab and I was like, man, is there a way we can kind of try to take what we all know is a subjective sport, man, or art form, you know what I'm saying, and quantify some of that, man. So I got in the lab with a couple dudes, man, and we put together just, this little project that we dropping actually tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon, Battle Rap Stats will drop live. And basically what we're doing, man, is we're trying to recruit some folks, and I already got some people on the team, man, but we're looking to use, what we put together a formula, so to speak, an algorithm in on how to rank MCs, over the course of the season or the year or what have you. And we basically broke it down into three major components, man, being content, we're talking about what you're saying, performance, and it factor. I mean, it's everything that we always talk about, but in different, shapes, forms, and sizes, man. So within that, we break it down into percentages. Basically, 45% being content, 35% being the performance of how that content was presented, and the other 20% being the it factor. And within there, you got a whole bunch of things, man. So, in your original, in your content section, man, you got stuff like originality. How original was the material? How relevant was the material to your opponent? And then going on to performance, we're talking about, again, the crowd control, timing, cadence, all the things that we talk about, man. And basically we're quantifying that, using a subjective criteria and objectifying it by rating it on a 1 to 10 scale in each category. So, there's 9 overall categories, there's 3 major categories, and beneath that there are 3 subcategories each. And tomorrow at 12 o'clock, man, people can go out to battlerapstats.com and peep it. I know some of you guys on the phone have already peeped it. Posey, I know you ain't seen it yet because it hasn't dropped officially. But but I mean, for those who peeped, I know Drizzy. I mean, you can talk about it. You've seen some of it.
Yeah. I think it's dope, man. I think I think it's just something that it's gonna give the fans a voice, and it's gonna put everything in a perspective, because everybody always got their opinion on who won and lost, but I think it's going to be important, because I think once the fans, really get on it, the battler is going to pay attention, because these niggas care about when we say they won or lost. Y'all already know that. So when they see us voting and shit, and they see their names in certain places, they either going to do something about it and start winning and doing better, or they just going to fall off. And it's definitely going to get the fans a voice, and it's going to show that, we care about the content, performances, and you know what I'm saying? All these battles really count. We got to get back to every battle counts at the end of the day.
Yeah, I just subscribed to it and everything too, and all that, man. You would send me the info on it and shit. I'm definitely gonna check it out. Sounds cool. So, what would be the goal of it? Like, if you could get into that, like the ultimate goal, like, is it to? Go ahead.
Yeah, the ultimate goal is, I guess it's twofold. I'd say the primary goal is, not unequivocally, because there's always going to be an argument, just like in any sport, you know what I'm saying? But to basically to remove or to level the playing field, so to speak, so things don't seem, whether they're culturally biased, whether they're regionally biased, but by putting everything in a weighted system that applies evenly across the board, you can accurately go out and say who's really number one. Because we take into account, like when you see when people log on, they're going to see the thing that's called Retina, which is basically an acronym. I mean, it sounds cool to me, but it just stands for the RAP Evaluation Tool for Interrelated Nuanced Attributes, which basically means breaking down the actual battle itself. And then once you've rated all of that, then you take into consideration all of the other things that go on. I mean, if KO was on here, he'd probably say, you know, I heard Bubblegum Slim rap the other day, and he battled Cortez. don't nobody give a fuck about that battle. That's the first thing he'd probably say. So we've included a section in there that's like a culture section in the algorithm that basically says, you know, what was the give a fuck factor about this whole battle? You know, was the timing right? Did it happen on the right lead? You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know, putting all of these things together, you know, did he battle a top tier person, and what was the outcome of that battle? And again, by you know, equally applying all of those principles to everybody, and not just saying, oh, well, he battled this person. Well, if this person battled Danny Myers and this person battled Danny Myers, there should be some equal latitude applied to each person, so that way that it's not, you know what I'm saying, you can't in one threat in one voice say, oh, he battled Danny Myers and it was whack, and this guy battled Danny Myers and it was good. Danny Myers should have a certain level of respect, or a certain level of this. Click should have a certain level of respect, and that those points should add up. So when they see it, I think it's easier seeing than it is, you know, kind of talking about it. But again, the goal is to kind of basically show who's number one overall, who's really been putting in work, and what they're really good at, because everybody's different. You know, for a minute there, we had Dot. You know what I'm saying? He was tearing up the circuit because you know, his it factor. You know what I'm saying? His it factor is there. You know what I'm saying? He has that. Is his content there? No. But his it factor and his performance are there. And if you put those two together, that's 55%. That's over half of what a battle is, you know, when using Retna. So, you know, you can master two corners of that. It's, you know, it's only the true dopest MCs, you know what I'm saying, the Luxes, Mooks, you know, you pick them or whatever, can master all three, where they can actually use them to their advantage, where their content is, you know, is high quality, their performance is A1, you know what I'm saying, and they got something about them that makes you say, you know what, I'm going to push the button and watch the battle, you know what I'm saying?
Damn, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. I mean, it seems like it's well thought out and everything like that, man. I think it's definitely a place to start. You know what I mean? I think the idea is in a good place. So, what's the I think you sent me something to subscribe to, like the site and all that. Like, can you shout that out again?
Oh yeah, it's just Battle Rap Stats, all one word, .com, and tomorrow it'll go live at 12 noon. So 12 noon Central. So 11 on the East Coast. The joint will be live. So you can go there, and there'll be a couple blogs probably posted. There'll be a couple blogs posted. There'll also be a downloadable PDF that basically describes this whole everything that we're talking about now. Describes it kind of, you know, in a little more motion, and actually shows you, you know, using the actual Retna scorecard, you know, of how to judge a battle. And basically, with some of the folks we're gonna be putting out there, if you want to be on the alpha team. As far as being an alpha tester, because we don't believe that the algorithm is 100%. I mean, we believe it's really good, but there could be some things that we're missing. So we're open to changes and getting feedback from folks. You know, the select group of people that get picked up for the alpha team, you know, have some of that type of input, but they'll also get access to the actual scorecard and be able to, you know, use it on. I mean, we're using it right now through Google spreadsheets right now, so because it's easier to share that way, you know, and they can pull it up on their iPhone or, you know, Android tablet, whatever, or their computer at home, and then you go inside and actually judge the battle, man. You know, and you'll see some other things that Battle Rap Stats are going to be putting out there. You know, we always talking about time, you know, but, you know, time's in a battle. You know, how does that influence your perspective on a battle? You know, I'm sitting there looking at, you know, like Loaded Lux and Calico's battle right now, as far as, you know, breaking that down. You know, a lot of times, you know, when Cal was on here, he talked a lot about, you know, how Lux rhymed for so much longer. He rapped over the time limit. You know what I'm saying? But Cal actually rapped over the time limit too, you know, in round 2. So, you know what I'm saying, a substantial amount. So it's going to take a different angle. Go ahead, yeah.
Let me ask you this. Is the amount of battles going to be taken into play? For example, like last year, a lot of people had Tay-Rock as Battle of the Year. He had like 4 battles, I think. But a lot of people also had Danny Myers in Danger Zone, and they had a lot more battles. Is the amount of battles taken into consideration? Do you get more points for battling more?
Okay. No, that's a great question. Well, in this regard, I would say this. So the amount of battles do count. But the way you balance it, and when I used the whole algorithm last year, Tay-Rock was number one for me, you know, and I thought Danny Myers was going to be number one. Danny Myers ended up being number two. Danger Zone ended up being number three, I think, on my list, and I think Big K was number four. And that was all points, you know, that was all using points, you know what I'm saying? I was using the full algorithm. I went back and judged, went back and looked at every battle, you know what I'm saying? So, but we've capped it to a certain degree. So, with regard to the total points, the maximum amount of points anyone can have is 400 points. That means you did everything perfect. You had perfect 10s on everything. You bodied every opponent. You did it's impossible to do. But but in there, 300 of those points are really based on your performance, your actual what you did that, you know, during that time. Those are weighted averages. So let's say you had in the so what that really means is that, you know, you can't get over 300, and again, that's perfect. But let's say you have 4 battles, and in those 4 battles, you average a 7.5, which would be really good. The way it's broken down, you average 7.5, and that may end up being 250 points, right? That's what that is. And then when you go over to the amount of battles, you know, I have it broken down to, you know, how consistent you were, so you can get a total amount of points for the number of battles and the work that you put in, and there's components broken out of that. And on the website, it'll break that down as well, so you can kind of see how those points are put together.
So DMV, I wanted to ask you, so if say you get like a mass amount of people subscribe to it, like you get a couple hundred, like 1,000 people subscribe to it, whatever. You take the aggregate scores of what everybody judged everything as, and then you factor that into some sort of like compiled ranking or something like that? Like, is it compiling
exactly
everything?
Right. Yep, that's exactly right. So the goal would be to do 2 things. One, we're going to have, I'll say, like an inner circle. So like the Senate, right? You know, we're going to pick we would like to have some of the industry insiders, the real big fans and stuff like that are doing this throughout the year or the season. And then we want to balance that with the rest of the public opinion. Okay? So, you know, you got we'll call them the expert judges, the people who are, you know, the people at ringside who are really scoring it. And then we want to pair that with the general populace, because, you know, with a larger population size or sample group, you know what I'm saying, you'll get more accurate data. And then it'll also give us opportunity to weed out the Danny Myers lovers, the hollow haters, or
the biasness,
because some people are going to be like, 10, 10, 10 in the surf. I'm putting 10s on everything. And we, you know, they're going to be 1 or 2 standard deviations out of the range, and those votes, you know, we can weed that out, and then actually make it a little more, you know what I'm saying? We can do a little more scientific shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know, I mean,
nigga, you speaking my language, man. That's good shit. Okay. It seems like just because you taking all the scores together, I like that shit. What I would say, as far as having experts and shit, I respect it, but like every expert is capable of fucking bias too, man. Like you heard on the show many times, like. But if you had even the expert scores versus the general consensus scores, that would be interesting too to see. But the fact that you have everybody having a voice in it and you compiling that shit and making it into something, I think that's something that people will really, really fuck with. So salute on that, bro.
What it really will do, because I think so when people go on the website tomorrow, when they'll look at the frequently asked questions or what have you. You know, one of the questions I think we would put out there, because I was asking, you know, does BARS, because we call it BARS, Battle Analytics Ranking System, that's the total name. Does it tell you exactly who won? Yes and no. For you, yes, it gives you the ammunition to go back and look back and say, this is why I believe so-and-so won, because their stage presence was crazy high. Their it factor was through the roof. And their directness, their level of bars were direct. They faced their opponent. They maintained eye contact. Their delivery was on point. You know, you can go back and in turn verbalize exactly what you're saying, because sometimes people, you know, we like what we like. You know what I'm saying? But when you start to break it down into those elements and you're looking at it, you're like, oh, okay. His creativity, was he witty and clever? You know, was it comprehensible? Was everything overhead bars? You know what I'm saying? And I had to look it up later. You know what I mean? Or was it dope and could I digest it upon delivery? You know what I'm saying? I can actually verbally say what that is, and I can give it a score. You know what I'm saying? I can say the content was A1 because he hit all of these factors in there. And again, we're open to suggestions of, you know, hey, I would change this a little bit. And even in INSO with the ranking and the overall, the actual scorecard when you're doing it, you know what I'm saying? Because we broke it down into 45%, 35%, 20%, you know what I'm saying? You can't just say this dude is crazy dope in my eyes and he has the it factor in all 10 of that. You know, so if he doesn't have the greatest it factor or he has the greatest it factor, that should not totally sway the entire event because we do want a well-rounded, we want a well-rounded performance. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, again, I'll bring up Doc. Again, great it factor, but his content is, like on a 2. You know, that's just my personal opinion. That doesn't mean everybody obviously think that.
Hello? Okay. Yeah. Man, that shit is dope, bro.
Shout the website out again, DMV. It's battlerapstats.com. If you go there now, it'll be a countdown timer on there, and it'll just basically taking your email. There'll also be a spot, again, for Contact Us, basically saying, hey, if you want to be a part of it, just say, 250 words or something like that or less. Tell us why you want to be a part of the Alpha team. And, we get it started, man, And we're looking for all kind of people. We're looking for content creators, people who want to talk, who want to blog or whatever about something. Just give us some of your background on it. We're going to have King Chandler. He's gonna kick it off with the first, blog that's on the site, He's been doing all this stuff for Source Magazine and everything, and he's been always a big supporter of the show here too. So give him a shout out. So we're looking for all that, man. Website designers, app designers, and then the end goal. We've already got an app designed, but I'm basically waiting to make sure that we have the algorithm ready to go, and then we'd really like to get it in the hands of people while they're at events, and one day be able to just do it all live. Be able to do it all live.
Okay. Yo, man, yo, man, yo, fuck what you going to fan 007, nigga, man. Shout out to Nike fan movement, nigga. What up, niggas, you good?